once you've classified your data, you need to understand where it is vulnerable. This is relatively key. In a modern working environment, data is going to be made vulnerable because people are working from anywhere. Multiple offices, working remote, even working from the Starbucks down the street. And you've got different user personas that are in place today than what classically used to exist. There's remote users in general. You've got company employees, you've got external partners and vendors that are going to be connecting to all of these different locations, be it a vendor who is coming in from their office to a company employee who's working remote because they had to come in, because of COVID, or just the fact that you're a global company and you've got people from all over. And that includes looking at your external partners, such as your vendors and contractors, or collaborative work between two companies. And what are they accessing? Once they connect, they're accessing everything. They're going to be looking at your cloud apps, cloud data, cloud servers, and that's newer compared to, say, the on-premise data and on-premise servers as are classically looking to. And this transition for this modern working environment really has led to multiple challenges in terms of security overall, shifted the security boundary. But in the area of data security, is our topic for today, this really has begun to present a conceptual and implementation challenge to secure that data for success and protection of the company. The areas that data is now vulnerable in comparison to classic methodologies is endpoint exposure. You've got malware, compromised applications on somebody's phone can inadvertently lead to exposure of a company's data. Malware on individual systems that are being used from home or that are exposed to the internet. You've got user error, inadvertently losing your phone, inadvertently losing your laptop, accidentally sharing something that you weren't expecting to when you're doing, say, a shared workstation or even a shared support session with a vendor support team. These are all different threats that exist today and are vulnerable points. You've got cloud data egress points in addition to that, where it's not even on a system that is owned or managed by the company. Exchange, OneDrive. But that also includes additional enterprise applications. And if those get, enterprise applications that are outside of your company's control get compromised, they can in turn lead to you being compromised. And each and every one of these potential breaches, including these cloud breaches, can lead to a full environmental breach. That includes ransomware being inserted into your environment and locking it down, physically exposing your environment to something corruptive, or just the data leaking out that you don't want leaked out into the internet or the wild as it is. And even cloud breaches where someone could inadvertently be accessing you through somebody else's application or cloud environment being breached and then hopping over due to improper configurations. These are all concerns in a modern world, and you need to look at all of these new attack surfaces and potential data vulnerabilities when you start talking about your environment. And if you're wondering, then okay, oh my gosh, this is horrible, but how does this put your company at risk? And what's key is that it's not just breaches and external access that will put your company at risk. You can be exposed to proprietary information maliciously, non-maliciously, just through communication. Older data that's sitting out there in storage facilities or classic on-prem, stuff that's on your copy machines that have been scanned and then you send your copy machine to be off. All that data is still on the hard drives on those copy machines. But this old and unused data, it leads to higher storage costs and possible legal vulnerabilities, which aren't even considered by companies as well. When you have petabytes or terabytes of data that are just stale data sitting there, you're going to be paying for that space. That leads to company devaluation and costs. You can have insertion of malware, just injection of bad data or malicious code into your environment. Backups can be corrupted themselves. Backups can be locked down, seized, or leaked. Without a functional backup process and validation, that is also a potential data risk point. You have people leaving, you have shadow IT. All of these things are external factors, and that includes internally inappropriate behavior over internal communication, such as sharing a bad joke that can be taken as a HR complaint will and can jeopardize your company. And any company without a sufficient data protection or management measure set up, you're at risk. And you're at risk not for reputational harm, you're at risk for financial harm. This type of behavior, and when I say behavior, I'm referring to how data is utilized and managed by your personnel, is the risk to you and to the company as a whole.